Welcome back to the Reclaimed Ranch. My name is Tara, and as promised, I have taken a few of those Goodwill finds and thrifted finds that we found over near Seattle, and we are going to upcycle them. So this first one here is we went to the Goodwill bins, and my daughter found this cute little Target dollar spot chicken sign, and we ended up finding 5 of them. They were brand new, stickers still on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of paint the outer part of the frame and get a color that kind of matches the inside, just to give it some definition and some life to it. So this is Fusion's Inglenook, very pretty minty green color. And so all I did was I did do 1 coat on the inside and then 2 coats around the top of that because it is MDF. That paint kind of soaks in. So I did have to do 2 coats around the top and the outer side. I did not distress it back. I left that option available, but I think it looks good just being all painted one color and all fresh and new. I am going to use, on the next one, I believe I used Champlain, and I want to pick, I haven't done the other 3 yet, but I want to pick like either Prairie Sunset or the Buttermilk cream color, which is really, really pretty. I also want to do a pink color, so I have that dusty rose color called Damask, I think would go really well. And then possibly like a really light blue. Fusion has a ton of different blue colors, but I'm just trying to pull out all the colors that are in that chicken to show around the frame and make it a little bit more colorful. And a lot of these projects are fairly simple to upcycle. So this second one is that little enamel box that I had that somebody used at a wedding. Looks like it was for cards. And the top was really, really dry and had some rough spots in it. So I just took all the vinyl off, took the stickers off, and cleaned it up really good. And then I used my little finger sander to take down some of the harder spots that could give slivers. Right on the end, there's a lot of little chunky, scratchy spots and around the corners. And so I used an 80 grit for that, and then I went to a 240 to smooth everything out. And then I ended up using some of my Fusion's clear wax to give it a nice drink. And I put actually 2 coats of the clear wax on because it was so dry, and now it looks pretty much brand new. So this was an easy upcycle, and I think it will sell pretty quickly. In Seattle, I had found this little bird lamp at a local thrift store. Thought it was super cute. Didn't have a shade, so I did have to go find a shade for it. And so I thought what we could do is put some bird stamps on the shade. And it's from the stamp set Birds and Bees from IOD Collection. And I learned this from Yvonne from Ginger Chick. And she takes a piece of tape, packing tape, puts it on the stamp on a round surface. These are for round surfaces, folds the ends over, and a lot easier than dealing with the clear plastic. It enables you to mold it over the round surface and it keeps it in place. So like I'm going to go ahead and just tape it down, and then I can just kind of use my finger at will to push that ink into the shade there. What I found was it was actually better. I didn't quite get all the ink down, so I'm going to go over it again. It was better if I used one hand on the inside, giving it something to go against. That way you would get more of the detail of the bird. But I found out like on like the third or fourth bird that I did, so that's okay. You live and learn. I still think it turned out really, really cute. And I also am using the IOD black ink. It's a permanent ink. And whenever you're doing stamps on a fabric, you want to make sure that you have a little bit more ink on the stamp than normal. That way it can soak down into the fabric and it'll show up a lot more. And so I put a little bit on, and then I kind of look at it to see how saturated it is before I put it onto the lampshade. And that way I can get a clear stamp outline. And there was a couple areas that I forgot to wash off, which is okay. It's not that noticeable. But the little edging around the stamp sometimes can get the ink on there, and you got to be real careful because if you push hard, then you're going to get that little line around the image itself. I don't think I had it on those two. It was the next couple that I did, but it's all okay. It's a cute lamp, and I always clean my stamps right after I use them. That way they don't stain as much. It's not like it's going to hurt it if it stains, but I'm kind of a clean freak when it comes to my crafting tools, so always a good idea just to keep them clean, and that way they're ready to go for the next time. It's always a good idea to also have something on either side of your round surface, which I did not do, so it was kind of moving a little bit on me, but having that canvas down did help some. But I do recommend having a jar or something heavy on both sides just to keep your round surface stationary while you're stamping on it. All right, so this fourth project was this metal vase thing. got at a yard sale for $3. Very ugly paint job on it. It was dirty on the inside, so I just cleaned it up and with some alcohol, and then I took my pliers, sorry it's a little bit out of screen here, but I just kind of bent that area back out. And now I want to go in with Dixie Belle Patina paint in the color bronze. I think this is really, really going to be pretty. And then I'm going to also use the patina spray in green and blue after I get that bronze on. And I'm going to go ahead and do the first coat, just get the first coat on there and let it dry completely. And then I'm going to go in, it's pretty streaky, so I'm going to go in with the second coat. But while that second coat is still wet, we're going to go ahead and spray with the patina sprays, the green and blue. And you got to be careful. Everybody's spray gun or sprayer is a little bit different, but mine, the green spray is a nice misty fan spray, but the blue is very blotchy and big, so I always have like a paper towel on hand to kind of blotch it back so it's not so round and unnatural looking, so to speak. And then apparently you got to kind of watch how much you put on there, because when I started using my heat gun to dry it, it was a lot. So I ended up having to wipe it back a little bit and kind of take some of that patina color off with my little shop towel, and then I ended up getting that bronze color back, and I dipped my shop towel in it and kind of blotted it back into some places just to kind of make it a little bit more natural looking. But I ended up being really, really happy with it. So that's all that matters in the long run, right? Was getting a vision in your head and somewhat making it come true. So here you can see it's kind of like the inside there is a little unnatural. So now I'm going in with my baby wipe and trying to wipe back some of it, but it wasn't really working out that great. And it kind of looks like that on the outside too, but I'm just kind of wiping it down, rubbing it off, and then using my heat gun to dry it again. And then I figure out, okay, this isn't going to work, so we're just going to go in with this towel and add a little bit more of the bronze color, which helps it quite a bit more. So I'm going to grab that towel and lay it back down. You can see how it just doesn't quite look natural. So I'm just going to dip it in there, kind of dab some of it off, and go back over the top. That way it looks like it's still peeking through and not as weathered as it was looking. I mean, I do like the weathered look, but that was a bit much. For the most part, I did it just on the outside. I think I did a little bit of dabbing on the inside as well, but usually people put florals or some type of greenery in these, and so it's usually covered up anyway. So I wasn't too worried about that.
Headlights on the highway. If you only knew, being back here always makes me think of you. When the world is sleeping, do you think of me? With the road ahead's coming back again, coming back to me. I remember the long drives, the late nights in your car. I remember it all.
And here's our fifth and final project for today. It's this little enamel tote with a wooden handle. Super cute. It did have those 2 jars in there. Took me quite a while to get those out. I don't know how people got them in there. But I think I'm just going to leave it out because totes can be used for a lot of different things. So if they want jars in there, they can put them in, but I think I'll just leave it out. So I did clean it up really well with some rubbing alcohol, and we are going to put a transfer on this. Transfers go on enamel super easy, and the transfer I'm choosing is a bird transfer. I did use it not too long ago on a desk that I made. It's by Redesign with Prima, and it's called Vintage Rustic, and I just love it. So I saw these little 4 birds sitting there, and I'm like, that would be perfect to go on the front. So I'm going to cut those guys out, and then I'm putting that on the front. And then there was one little bird on a branch as well, and so I ended up putting him on the back side. I was going to leave it plain, but in case people want to change it up, you know, a little bit here and there, or if it's going to be seen by both sides, then I want to make sure that there's something on each side. So transfers are very easy if you have not used them. They are kind of like a sticker, but they are made for furniture and decor. So you take the piece off, the clear piece from the backing, you place it where you want it, and it comes with a little tool, and you just push it down. And then I end up taking my finger and lifting up one edge, and I rub on the top and take my finger underneath and kind of rub it back and forth to help release that transfer onto the enamel tote. And it goes real quick and easy. And once you're done, once it comes off, then you just take your paper and burnish it in. You just rub it down to make sure all the bubbles are out. So this is the little guy that I found that I thought I could put on the back side. So same thing, just gonna go through the motions. Take my finger, pick it up, and then go across. As long as you get most of the outline, the middle part usually flows pretty easy. And then I'm going to get it off and take my plastic and rub it in. And then you do have to seal your transfers, so I'm going to use, since it was glossy, I'm going to use a Rust-Oleum 2x glossy matte or glossy spray, and I'll put 2 coats of that on. So here are the final projects. Let me know which one is your favorite. I think for this week, I think I'm going to go with the bronze metal planters slash I don't know what you would call them or how you use them, but I love to use them for florals. So I think it ended up coming out really, really pretty. So let me know what was your favorite. I hope you guys have a wonderful 4th of July week and make sure to stay safe out there. And we will see you next week. Bye.